Alright, before we get into today's story, grab a snack, get comfortable, because this one is a slow burn and it gets messy. This is a Valentine's Day story that still makes people argue in the comments to this day, and honestly, I get why. Let's get into it. I never thought I'd be the type of person to post on Reddit, but this happened last Valentine's Day, and I still need outside opinions to make sure I wasn't being gaslit the entire time. For context, I'm a 27-year-old woman, and my ex, let's call him Mark, was 29. We had been together for just over 3 years, and living together for about one. Mark always described me as chill, low maintenance, not dramatic. At the time, I thought that was a compliment. Valentine's Day had never been a massive deal for us, but we always acknowledged it. A dinner, a card, sometimes flowers. Nothing extravagant, but something. About a week before Valentine's Day, Mark sat me down and said something that, looking back, should have been my first red flag. He said, "Can we keep Valentine's Day really low-key this year? Money's kind of tight, and I just don't want the pressure." I told him that was totally fine. I even laughed and said, "Honestly, just hanging out is enough for me." He looked relieved, like visibly relieved. At the time, I didn't think much of it. But over the next few days, his behavior started to change. He was constantly on his phone, taking it into the bathroom, angling the screen away from me. And the weirdest part, he kept smiling at his phone. Mark never smiled at work texts. When I asked who he was talking to, he brushed it off and said, "Just work stuff." The night before Valentine's Day, I made reservations at a small local restaurant. Nothing fancy, just cozy. When I told Mark, he sighed and said, "Do we really have to go out? Everywhere is going to be crowded and annoying." So I canceled the reservation, again trying to be chill. Valentine's Day morning came, and it honestly felt like a regular Tuesday. No happy Valentine's Day, no card, barely a hug. He left early for work and told me he'd be home late because his team was swamped. I spent the day alone in our apartment, scrolling social media, watching couples post flowers and gifts, and convincing myself I was being insecure for no reason. Around 6 p.m., I got a text from him, "Running super late. Don't wait up." Something in my gut dropped. Then, around 9 p.m., I got a message from my friend Sarah. She sent me a screenshot. It was an Instagram story from a girl I didn't recognize at first. She was holding a massive bouquet of red roses. On her wrist was a bracelet I knew very well because I helped pick it out. About a month earlier, Mark told me he was buying a bracelet for his cousin's birthday and wanted my opinion. I even joked that it looked too romantic. Her caption said, "When he says he's not big on Valentine's Day, but still goes all out." My hands started shaking. I clicked her profile, private account, but her bio said she worked at the same company as Mark. I didn't confront him right away. I don't know why. Shock, denial. Maybe I was just hoping there was an explanation that didn't destroy everything. He came home around midnight. No flowers, no apology, just tired. I asked, very calmly, "How was work?" He didn't even look at me, just said, "Exhausting." I showed him the screenshot. The silence told me everything. He sat down, put his head in his hands, and said, "I didn't plan for you to find out like this." That sentence still makes me sick. Turns out, she was a coworker he'd been venting to for months. About stress, about money, about me being too comfortable in the relationship. I asked him why he asked me to keep Valentine's Day low maintenance, and he said, "I knew I couldn't afford to do something for both of you." That was the moment I checked out emotionally. I packed his things the next morning, calmly, no yelling, no crying. When he asked if I was really leaving him over one mistake, I asked him one question. If I hadn't seen that post, would you have told me? He couldn't answer. I left his bags outside with a note taped on top that said, "Hope being low maintenance was worth it." 2 weeks later, my friend sent me another update. The girl posted again, no flowers this time, just a caption that said, Sometimes people show you who they really are. And honestly, the best Valentine's gift I ever gave myself was walking away. If you made it this far, let me know in the comments, was she wrong for leaving, or did he deserve it? Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.